So I want to remind you, when you start to practice being here now and being in the present moment, sometimes resistance can come up because your body, your mind, your programming, the old programming is so used to you getting up and doing things in a certain way. And when you start to change and you start to evolve, your ego starts to like freak out. Like, wait a second, but at this time of day, we jumped up, we got coffee, and we start worrying about the past, or we started to think about the future. And this is normal, it happens, but it's all about recognizing that it is happening and coming back to the present moment and grounding into the present moment, getting back into alignment by grounding, finding things that work for you. Yoga can be so essential, not only to ground you into the present moment, but it allows you to also release traumas that are stored in your body. This is why a lot of gurus and teachers and all those things would do yoga, because it is not only something that can ground you into the present moment and allow you just to accept the moment for what it is, but it really does release these traumas that we've held on to into our bodies. Now, when you get up in the morning, if you're doing the same things every single day, you are just, what you're doing is, it's like sending a signal to your body to live in the past again. So if you're jumping out of bed and the first thing you do in the morning is shut off that alarm and you go get your coffee, then you're triggering this thing in your body to start to live in the past again, to think about the past, to worry about the future. It's all about taking baby steps, because the only thing that matters is your state of being. And taking inspired action means that you take the inspired action when you feel in alignment. If you are doing it while you're feeling worry or doubt and you're feeling these things trying to come up, what you're doing is trying to fix it, figure it out, worry about it, fix the past, fix the future, worry about how it's going to be, creating all these things that your ego is going to come up and say, we can't, we can't. So it's really about recognizing this and coming back to the present moment. Coming back to the present moment, taking some deep breaths in, finding something like EMF tapping is wonderful, because it helps you to integrate these shadows within you that is telling you that you cannot or will not. Yoga, meditation, walks, journaling, walking meditation, something that brings you back to the present moment where you're not trying to live in the past anymore and you are not trying to figure out the future. You're allowing Source to channel through you, and you're allowing Source to give you what you need in that present moment. It's about practicing it. And the more that you change little things about your day, and the more that your ego sees that everything is working out for you, and the more that you become the controller of your body by saying, be still, be here now, we are safe, everything is going right, everything is going perfect, your body is going to start learning to listening to you instead of you listening to the body. You're going to learn to be the observer of your thoughts instead of letting your thoughts or other people's thoughts, that sometimes, if you're not aware, get entangled into your thoughts. Sometimes I have to be very, very aware that when I'm getting around other people, or I see people on TikTok, this is why I'm very mindful about coming back to the present moment and not consuming too much, because when you're consuming things, you're sending your energy to those situations. So your energy is dispensing right to these situations. It's calling that energy back, it's calling your power back, and then remembering that sometimes these thoughts that start to come into your mind are not even yours. It's you learning to discern them, to discern the thoughts of the ego, the thoughts of others, and what God's trying to tell you. And you do this in the present moment. It's practicing staying present And I understand that it is definitely a practice, because our old program wants to say, well, you're not doing anything. You're not doing it right. You need to do something. You're not doing enough, which is simply just not true. It is the old programming, the old beliefs, the old stories that we have been told that we need to do, fix, 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 worry, 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 which is just not true. And when you are in that state of being, you're going to feel resistance, because your soul's telling you you're limitless. Stop limiting yourself. Your creation, your manifestation is already created. The only thing you need to do and worry about is your state of being, how you feel now, accepting the present moment as perfect and wonderful in gratitude now. But noticing when that resistance comes up, because you're practicing being in the present moment and transmuting that, allowing yourself to feel it and telling yourself you are safe, because you are safe. You are safe to be you, to express your sacred divinity energy. That is what you meant to do. That is what you're called to do. That is what you're supposed to be doing. It is staying present, finding whatever excites and ignites you in that present moment, letting go of the past, letting go of the worry. And the more you make small changes into the start of your day, the less you trigger those past emotions to come up, the less that your body is going to think that it needs to live in the past. And I had to give this message because it was coming to me, and that's the thing. I try to resist it. I try to resist it. My ego tries to say, no, that's not right. Don't listen, blah, blah, all of that. So it's me too, practicing staying present and feeling what I'm supposed to do in that present moment and giving whatever message I need to do in that present moment. And it definitely has been something I've been learning to do as somebody who's always thought, or has lived my entire life having to do for other people. It's really learning about doing for myself now, because doing for myself isn't really doing for myself. It's doing for God. Literally, point blank period. If you start to remember and embrace who you are, because you are God. God is having, the universe, your higher self, whatever you define it as, is having this human experience through you. And the more you move out of its way and allow it to channel through you and allow it to express what it wants to express, the more life becomes bliss, peace. But this doesn't mean that resistance will not come up, because your ego and your old programming thinks it has to figure it out. But it's making those small changes, especially in the morning, because when you get up and you do those same things, you're triggering those responses in your body, in your brain, to live in the past. And the past is an illusion. The future is an illusion. It's right here. Everything's done for you right now. It is perfect right now. Feeling gratitude right now. Calling back your energy every time you are out somewhere, you are watching something, you need to protect your energy. Period. Cloaking yourself with a bright white light of protection to help you transmute any energies that are of other people, to protect your aura, making sure you're cleansing your aura. And just remembering that resistance will come up, but it gets easier. I promise, it gets easier. But there will be times that it does happen. And it's just making small changes, because all that matters is your state of being. And all that matters is being here right now in this present moment. You thinking about the future is creating the future. You thinking about the past is creating your future to be your past. It's just taking small baby steps, coming back to the present moment and getting in alignment, taking some deep, deep breaths and remembering you are exactly where you're meant to be and you're perfect.